Do you ever sit down and think about where you are today and how did you get here? I was actually thinking about that a few days ago, and that's when I got an idea to make a video about this. Uh, let's imagine that you were five when you were 5 years old. If someone would have asked you, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" you would have given something, an answer which was something interesting at that time for you. When you grow up to be around 14, 15 years old, and someone would have asked you what you want to be when you grow up, you would have given something different as an answer, which was not same as what you answered at 5 years old. That answer keeps on changing until you are at a stage where you cannot change your answer anymore. Everyone has a different time of their life when they're not ready to change what they're currently doing, and most of us are not doing what we wanted to do when we were just getting started with our journey. So how do you reach to the place where you want to go is something that you should always ask about. And today I want to share about how did I reach here, what I'm doing today. Just want to clear something out that it's just in context of career. We can talk about how did I reach here in life and some other day, but today I'll just talk about how did I reach here in terms of career and what I'm doing day to day. Remember when I was 14, 15 years old, the my answer was I wanted to be a chartered accountant, which was a CPA in India. I started doing that when after completing my 12th, and I did that for 2 3 years. When I was actually working, the actual job that I had to do as an internship, I actually figured that that's not something that I want to do for the rest of my life. So when I actually figured that out, and the first answer that I got, I actually backed out of it. I leave that as it is. I didn't want to finish that up because if you don't want to pursue something, then there is no matter, though there is no way you want to spend that time doing what you don't want to do in future, right? So I left that as it is. Then I got a chance to come to Canada. At that time I had a choice to select which courses I want to take. At that time I got interested in how do we, with globalization, how do we get all the things that we get which is not made in our country. Let's say something that is made in China or India or Japan that is getting to US or Canada, something that is made in US, how is it going getting to India or China? I was interested in that, so I selected a course called Supply Chain Logistics and Supply Chain Management. I pursued that in university and college in here. Then I figured that out that when I was trying to look for jobs, there were very limited jobs for that. I didn't find any jobs which were interesting enough for me. And the actual part of doing the work that I was wanting to do, it's not something that you are given. You're given the tasks which are mundane and which are not something that you signed up for. So at that time, I changed my career again, and I decided I was looking for a job for around 8 9 months, and then after I got a job in insurance industry. In Canada and US, insurance industry works different than how it works in rest of the world. When I got introduced to that new field, I I didn't have any choice because I was looking for a job for 8 9 months. When I actually started doing the job, I got interested in how insurance works, what you can do with it. It was very vast field, so I got interested in that. Then there was a time within couple of years I got tired of doing the same thing again and again. So there was a time for a career change again, and at that time I had an option because whatever I was working towards when working that job, I accomplished that. I got my permanent residency, so I had an option to either work that same job or to change careers again. At that time, I decided to change my career again, and at the same time, I was also looking to buy my first house in Canada. At that time, I got introduced to how you can make money with buying a home in Canada, how you can invest in real estate in Canada. It works again differently than how it works in rest of the world, how it works in North America. So I got introduced to the concepts of it with social media, with YouTube. I learned more about it. I got more interested in it. I got interested in solving problems which comes with real estate as well, like how every country in the world, most country in the world are having housing crisis right now. Why is it like that? I got introduced to a lot of different aspects of the industry. At that time, I got interested in pursuing that further, so I changed my careers again. I wanted to go in sales, I wanted to go in real estate, so I changed my careers again, and I started working for a short period of time in an appliance industry where I was selling appliances, and that was only an interim career for me to get my foot in the door. So at that time, I decided that I'm gonna work there for 5 6 months and see if it makes sense. Then I'll pursue it. Otherwise, I'll go full in, all in real estate. So almost a couple of years ago, I decided to do that. I started doing wholesaling of real estate. I started doing that for 5 6 months, and it didn't seem to work for me because I didn't have the skill sets required to do that. I wasn't confident enough in what I was doing at that time. So I had to make another career change. It was related to real estate because I had an option either to change industries again, or I can stay in the same industry and learn more about it, or stay connected to the people that I wanted to work with in future. So that's when I decided to get my realtor license, which was a year and few months back. And ever since that, I've been doing that. So from starting to here, I've made more than few career changes, but all of the decisions along the way has has affected as where I am today. So you should also think about what you initially wanted to do and what you're doing right now, and what decisions led you to do the things that you're doing today.